Welcome to the Better Sovereign Show. I'm your host, Colin Stuckert, a member of the Better Human Podcast Network. Get on the newsletter, Colin.coach. Today's topic is 5 money habits that keep you poor. We got 5 of them real quick. There's a lot more of them, but we're going to go 5-ish minutes to dive into these real quick and hopefully help you become a more financially free, sovereign, independent, critical thinking human. That's what the goal of the Better Human and the Better Sovereign shows are all about. The first thing that keeps you poor is spending. Now, this is like, obviously, the reality is that the most successful self-made people on the planet are usually pretty frugal. If you generate wealth the long, hard way by saving and investing for the long run, and then you get it, it's really hard to turn off that switch where you really value having money rather than spending money. You have to get to a point where you value having assets and not spending money more than you do spending. Now, the more you save and the more frugal you are, the faster you'll get to financial freedom, sure. And there's definitely a range here. Like, I still feel like I spend a reasonable amount. I probably spend too much on Amazon and things that I need. I probably spend too much on food and eating out, though it's not as much as I used to. I'm still buying Bitcoin. I'm still investing. I'm still doing these other things. But I definitely still have this spending habit, and I want to always get better at that. Now, I've gotten better at reducing the things I think I need. I've gotten better at cutting back things. I've gotten better at selling things. Like, I used to always look at stuff and be like, oh, this is so hard to sell. But Allison's amazing at selling things on Facebook Marketplace. And then on eBay, I usually sell electronics and stuff that's super easy. So I do that, even though it does take time. So I've gotten better at those things. But fundamentally, you have to accept that spending keeps you poor. And if you're spending and going into debt, you're getting even poorer. You're getting poorer on a compound basis, which is the worst way to do it. Because as interest gets added on your balance, and if you're not covering that, you get more interest on the interest, and then on. You don't want the compound effect to work against you. You want it to work for you. That's why the more you save, the more you invest, the more you make, because each additional savings and the interest that comes in, it compounds, grows. Debt goes in the reverse way. You don't want to do that. Okay? 2, eating out. We live in an environment, this modern world, if you live in America, where it's now the norm to eat out. Very few people are cooking anymore. It's more of like either you cook and it's like a hobby for you, or you just eat out of packages, or you eat convenience food, or you eat at restaurants, etc. Not only is this going to destroy your health, if you actually look at what's going on in 2021 with inflation and the prices, it's insane how expensive food has become. That's because it's usually one of those things where you find inflation show up the first, because it's very, very hard and there's very, very low margins to produce food. So if inflation is cutting into that, farmers, producers, etc., have to raise their prices. Or you get what's called shrinkflation, where it's the same size box, but they change the weight at the bottom of how much is in it. So it looks like it's the same size, but it's actually less. That's called shrinkflation. Same price, less product. Or same product, more price. Or a lot of times, higher price and less product. That's what you're seeing at both ends because of inflation. And the answer is Bitcoin. 3, this is something that we need to do more of in this modern age of recurring monthly expenses and little pings of like, buy this app, watch that movie, get this song, whatever. All these recurring expenses, Spotify, your app store, Apple, iCloud accounts, storage, Dropbox. Like, there's so much crap that we sign up for. And we pay, $5 a month, $10 a month, 15, 20, and it just goes forever. And then a lot of times we don't even use the freaking thing. Every month, or maybe every 2, go through your bank statement, scroll down, find anything that doesn't look like it should be there, dispute it if it's not supposed to be there, and then cancel things that you aren't using. You can always sign up for it later. It's amazing what companies will overcharge you for, double charge you for, or keep charging you even after you canceled. It's amazing how often that happens, to the point of, I believe that literally billions of dollars every year are pure waste from consumers not paying close enough attention to their bank statement or the credit card statement. 4, comparing yourself to others. How does this keep you poor? Because you see someone else, you think they have it made, their life looks amazing, they're going on trips, they have fancy cars and things and that, and big houses, and you're like, I need that. That's going to make me happy. That's going to fulfill me. And so you go into debt. You always have to buy the newest, hottest thing. You always have to upgrade to the newest iPhone, even though you can't afford it. You always need to get the new Air Jordans or whatever. Or you're buying meme stocks or meme coins or whatever, which just buy Bitcoin and make it simple and stop wasting your time with that. Stop comparing yourself to others. Figure out what your beliefs are, your principles are. How do you want to live your life? And then build a financial strategy to support that, instead of looking at someone else and adopting their financial strategy. And I'll tell you before we move on, a lot of people that look like they're wealthy because they have a big house or a big car, or they like have a nice watch or whatever, or they're going on trips. A lot of these people are actually poor. They're going into debt. It's all an illusion. Or they're not as financially stable or free as you'd think. 5, the biggest reason that you stay poor, or the biggest absence of habit that will keep you poor for the long run, is not working on your personal growth and development. Spending money and spending money wisely and getting better spending money and getting better investing, whatever, this is a long, arduous process that requires a massive amount of self-discovery, a massive amount of self-awareness, and a massive amount of trial and error. You have to spend $100 at a restaurant, if that's your thing, like a couple hundred times before you start kind of regretting it enough afterwards to realize that it's a waste of time and money and it's probably bad for you. I'm a foodie, I love food, but it really took me a long time. It actually took us moving to the country and not having a lot of restaurants around for me to really kick the habit, because I'm always out and about and it's easy to just go here, go there, whatever, or a long day of hard work. And I'm like, oh man, I just want to be served and I want to eat some big ass steak, that's $50. And oh, this appetizer looks good. And then before I know it, the bill's $100 just for me. That kind of crap keeps you poor. It stems from not personally developing and not becoming self-aware. It's all connected. The more aware, the more growth-minded you can become, the better spender you become, the better investor you become, the better long-term thinker you become. It's known as time preference in the Bitcoin community. Short time preference is you want that immediate fix now, right? Long time preference is you're willing to be patient, to give up short-term hits now, short-term pleasures for long-term security and growth. You want a long time preference. That's a quick video, 5 money habits that keep you poor. I hope that was helpful. Get on the Better Human newsletter at Colin.coach, and I'll see you in the next one.